Video 3. Oh, I haven't got used to this webcam video lark, but anyway, I haven't written the squares out yet on the grid, but now I have shown you how I randomly number the grid. Then I start selling the squares, but so none of you can pick your numbers, it's random. The next system I use is I will randomly number all 100 boxes in sequential order. Now normally I would number them 1 to 100, but so I make it random, I buy raffle ticket books. So here's one. Now I use some of these raffle tickets to do the wild card grid squares. So I have already used 1 to 100 and 101 to 200. So when I come to number this Super Bowl grid, the first square will be numbered 201 all the way through to 300. That's still 100 squares, but I'm just using the numbers 201 to 300. Then I will rip all the raffle ticket books, all those numbers out of this raffle ticket book, and I will put them in a bag, which I don't have to hand at the moment, but basically I'll rip them all up, shuffle them up, chuck them in the bag, and then when anybody wants to buy any squares, whether that be a work colleague, they will dip their hand in, pick out a square, whatever number they get, that will be the square they bought. I'll write their name on the grid, and I'll update it on a Google Squares grid that I'm going to make up and put a link somewhere on the same post where I put this video. And then people can see what their squares are, their numbers, leading up to the Super Bowl. And at the Super Bowl, anyone can use their smartphone or log onto the internet or whatever and have a look at the grid and see what their numbers are and follow through the game. So that's how I'll randomly do it. I'll get proxies or I'll do it myself, pick your squares for you. I may even, because I like to gamble myself, if I get near to selling all the squares, might just put in for the last few myself. Or, and now this is how I lost money on the wild card, I play bookie. Basically, I guarantee the prizes. So, the prizes are written at the bottom. Oh, turn the grid up the right way. As you can see, the first grid, if you get the winning square, it's worth £15. The first quarter on it. Second quarter is worth 30. Third quarter is worth 45. And if you get the final result of the game, that's worth £90. Now, it's pure random luck, and let's see if I can find one of the grids from earlier. Yeah, here we go. Here is the grid from the first game I did on the wild card games on Saturday night when we all met in London. As you can see, I did not sell every square. You see that? Yeah. So, in effect, every square that was unsold, I put the money in for because I'm playing bookie, call them house squares. So basically, I bought every unsold square. And there was a shite load on there, as you can see. So I needed to hope that the only squares that won prizes were the unsold ones, my ones. But as you can see, I highlighted the boxes by the colour. And as you can see, the first quarter, the way you win is it's the score. This is the important bit, trying to explain how you win, is when the game starts off, every game starts at 0-0. So you go to the Houston Texans, the game starts on 0, and the Kansas City Chiefs are the top team, so you go to column 0, and where the two squares meet, let's see if I can find this, that would be where the game starts, 0-0. And then it's what score in the game is on at the end of each of the first 3 quarters and the final result of the game. That's very important. The reason we say final result of the game and not fourth quarter is that's to cover the eventuality of overtime. So you don't pay out on the fourth quarter, you pay out on the final result of the game. That is usually the end of the fourth quarter, but just in case the game goes to overtime, it's what the score of the game is when it ends. The other 3 boxes is the end of the first 3 quarters. So, we're looking at this grid, and we can see that I've written the score in. At the end of the first quarter of that wildcard game, you had the Chiefs on 7 points and the Texans on 0. So the Chiefs were the team at the top. So Chiefs. So because the Chiefs had 7 points, you go to column 7. There it is. See my finger at the top. And then the Houston Texans had no points. So you go to row 0, and then where the two meet, 7-0. There you go. That one, that box there was an unsold one. It's blank. See? So that won the first quarter prize, which was £15. So basically, I didn't have to pay out that prize because it was an unsold square. So that was okay. And then at the end of the second quarter, we see that the score is now Chiefs 13, Texans 0. You might think, hold on a minute, there is no 13. There's only 0 to 10. I mean, 0 to 9. You're correct. And that's how one box can win more than one prize, because when the score gets to double figures, you just always take the last digit of the team's score. And that's the same throughout the game. So now the Chiefs are on 13 points. You take the last digit, 3. So it will be Chiefs, column 3. The Texans still have no points because it's 13-0 at the end of the second quarter. So you go to the Chiefs, row 0, 0-3. You can see that. He's a TFP guy, one of the guys that was out with us on Saturday night. Neon Adam. You see that? Whee, there we go. Oh, there we go. Get it in picture. You can see there. Chiefs 3. Houston 0. Where the two meet, that's the winning box. He won the second quarter prize, which was £30. So I paid that out. And then we move on to the end of the third quarter, and we see the Chiefs have got 20. The Texans have got 0. So Chiefs, column 0. Texans again, row 0. Where the two meet, Bosh. He won £30. You might think, why is that square multicoloured? Well, that's the beauty of this game. One square can win more than one prize. Because the final result of the game didn't go to overtime, it just finished at the fourth quarter. The final result of the game was Chiefs 30. Chiefs 30, Texans 0. So, Chiefs 30, last digit 0, Texans 0, 0-0. The same box wins again, because at the end of the third quarter, that box was 20-0, so 0-0. End of the game, the score was 30-0, last digit 0, 0-0. Same box wins twice. So, Steve Fringe, just a guy off the internet that bought his Super Bowl boxes by PayPal off me, and got to see a copy of this grid and follow it throughout the game. He got very happy because from his £2 box, he won £45 for the third quarter and £90 for the final result of the game, making a grand total of £135. Good for him, bad for me, because I had to pay out all those prizes and I didn't sell all the boxes. So between this game and the grid I did on the later game, add up the money I took in, minus the money I paid out. I had to take more money out of my wallet because I was £50 short on the prize money. But as I told you, I guarantee the prizes. So that's why I do not feel guilty that if through my hard work and pushing these squares, I managed to sell the whole grid out. That means I will have collected in £200, because 100 squares at £2 a square is £200. The prize money adds up to £180. I make 20. But quite often, I don't always sell the boxes out, in which case I have to sweat the game, playing bookmaker, and hope that one of my boxes wins and not a customer's. Otherwise, I could be seriously out of pocket, just as I was on the wild card. So anyway, now I've explained how this works. I'm sorry if it's blurry and I'm not used to making these webcam videos, and I've had to put the flashlight on my smartphone here, and blah, blah, blah. But hopefully I've explained how the game works. If it doesn't, please post some questions below on this thread on TFP when I load up a link to these YouTube videos, and hopefully explains how you can have an extra added interest no matter where you are watching the Super Bowl, because you can buy these squares and you will know your numbers pretty much as soon as you bought them, because I will be updating the grid from now until the Super Bowl online. And that's it. So I hope this explanation video helped you understand how Super Bowl squares works, and if you want to have a go, great. If not, thanks for watching. And this is the Blue Lion Man from TFP signing out. Goodbye and go Lions.